Welcome you to Bible Times. I'm Willard Pless, and today we want to talk about the little horn that sprouts out of the 10 horns that the Bible talks about. And you need to go to Daniel chapter 7. This is what God gives to Daniel there in this chapter, and he writes about. And you might say, well, why, if we're in this time and these things are happening, why did God give them to Daniel? Well, you got to understand that Babylon is going to be back for the end time days. The Bible teaches this. And Babylon started coming to be seen after 2000. It started, America became Babylon, and it started becoming that after World War II. And we've talked about what's went on and about the 10 horns. See, the 10 horns are from President Kennedy after World War II. Starts with him. He's the first horn. And it goes through Obama. The presidents, these are the 10 horns. And 5 of them were Democrats and 5 Republicans. The Bible teaches that this kingdom that comes for the end time days, this new Babylon, will be divided. And what this really means is that you're going to have the Democrats and Republicans. That's what you see, this division. And the horns from President Kennedy through Obama, you had 5 Democrats and 5 Republicans. And then President Trump sprouted out of the 10. And the Bible teaches that when this happens, that he's going to root up 3 of the first horns. So he's going to root up 3 of the 10. And that means that he's going to tear up their policies and the things that they had gotten done during the time of their rule, that he's going to root up all of it. He's going to tear it up. And when we start seeing this thing happening, this is when we want to talk about Scripture, because it's coming to be real. Scripture being fulfilled. And this is what we're seeing here today in 2025. That we see that President Trump is rooting up the previous horns, the 3 horns that it talks about, and I'll let you try to figure out which ones that he will root up. But we know that by what's going on, that he's going to root up President Obama's doings, that he's going to root up what Obama got set up during the time of his rule. See, we need to understand what the Bible is talking about and what's going on in this world. If you see what's going on, you can understand the time that we're living in. This is the time that we're living in. We're in the last days, the 24 years of the last days that started in 2000, and it will go through 2024. We've already went through that. And but there's going to be a 2025, and see, this goes back to the 100-year generation. And we've talked about the 100-year generation that the Bible gives. See, the Bible gives millennials, 7 millennials, and that means 7,000 years. And each millennial has 10 generations in it. A Bible generation is 100 years. And see, this happened when Abraham came into the land, and what went on with him before Isaac was born. This is a 100-year generation. And it also happened with Jacob. When Jacob went off to Haran and came back and come back to Bethel, and then a year later Benjamin was born. See, this is a 100-year generation. And we're in this same thing right now. The 100-year generation of Israel being back. And we know that it started in 19 and 24 is when God brought these people that would be coming back in the land. He brought them into the world. They were born. And then in 24 years later, which is 1948, he brought them into the land. And they've been here 70, going to be soon 77 years. And this concludes the 100-year generation. And see, these things play over again. And we've been talking about all of this. I've been trying to share this for thinking about it about 4 years. I've been trying to share things on Facebook and YouTube, and I know I've took a lot of videos down that I had done earlier and talking about this thing as things develop and come around, and we're now in what the Bible refers to the harvest time. See, Jesus taught that this world is just like a plantation. And he said it would come to the harvest time, the planting, and then it would come to the harvest time, the sowing. And Jesus gave that in Matthew chapter 13, the sowing and the coming to the harvest, and he taught about that. And we know that harvest time begins around September, October, and November. And this is when you start gathering in time, or the fruits and so forth of the land. And the Bible teaches that Jesus is going to come and reap the harvest of this world. In the end time days, he's going to come and he's going to send out angels, and they're going to gather together the harvest. We've already talked about how that he's going to come into the heavens, and this is where the marriage supper of the Lamb is going to take place. He's going to send out angels, so this is going to be the resurrection. And people that are saved and born again, and people that died and going to be resurrected, and people on earth are going to be changed and meet him in the clouds. And this is where the marriage supper of the Lamb's going to take place. There in heaven. And then after the marriage supper of the Lamb, Jesus comes all the way to this earth, and he comes and he takes this thing down that's going on today about the the little horn, Daniel talked about it. But see, it's not Daniel that's doing it, it's God giving it to Daniel. That's the way it was to the prophets. That's the way it always was and always is. Things that Paul and Peter talked about and John wrote about, see, that's not them. It's God giving these things to them. And he gave this to Daniel because that Babylon's going to be back. He told Daniel, he said, you'll be back. He wasn't talking about the man Daniel. He was talking about the spirit that was in Daniel. The understanding would come back. The spirits in Daniel would be back in the end time days and be explaining the scriptures. But the thing is, we're not going to understand Bible unless you walk with Jesus. He's got to give it to you. If you don't walk with him, fellowship with him, you won't see these things. And now I can talk about them. People have told me that I can't see what's going on, but I do. I understand very clearly. It's not because, it don't come from Willard, it comes from him, of giving understanding. And Jesus told Israel, he said, if you walk with me, you won't walk in darkness. But see, if you don't walk with Jesus, you walk in darkness. That means you won't see what's going on. You won't understand what's taking place and what's happening in this world. If you want to see what's going on and what's happening, walk with him. I can't give you understanding. I can talk about these things. I can just talk about what understanding that he's given me and things he's showing me. And I want to see these things coming to pass. And we're seeing it. We saw the little horn that sprouted out of the 10 horns that came about in 2017. That Obama been the last one before him, and him sprouting out of the 10 from President Kennedy through Obama, and then he would show up, and Daniel even talked about the time he would show up in the 9th chapter. He said that the little horn, or the Messiah, the Prince, as he called him in that chapter, would show up when Israel was back in the land for 69 years. God sent them back to get the land and everything ready and build up the land, and then the Messiah, the Prince, would show up, and he done that in 2017. And he conquered Israel in 2018. And the Bible teaches he would conquer them, and he would be given a crown. And Israel gave him the crown. They gave him the crown of Jerusalem in 2023. And he's also got a crown from South Korea now. And so he's being crowned. And you need to know what's going on here. The Bible gives these things, and I know people turned away. They've fussed at me and told me I didn't know what I was talking about and can't see things and can't understand. But I want to try to help people wake up if I can. That's my goal. I just want to help people to wake up and come to Jesus, start talking to him, and let him be in your heart and be able to understand and see what's going on in this world. And I want to do whatever I can to help people. That's my goal. I want as many people to wake up and understand and not be caught up in Satan's deal here on earth, that he's got this thing going. And so this is what we want to do, And we're not out to hurt anybody. We're here to try to be a help, and I hope we can. I hope that God can use us in some way to be a help and help people to wake up. And so we're going to close here, and God bless you, and you have a great day.